Welcome to the ultimate clash of titans. Brace yourselves for impact.
Welcome back to the 888 podcast. I'm your host, Hank. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Dwayne. Dwayne, the Dallas Cowboys are not messing around heading into this 2026
season. They really aren't, Hank. And to be brutally honest, they couldn't afford to. We all watched the 2025 season. Under former defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus, it was a historic low point. We ranked dead last, 32nd in the league, giving up 30.1 points and over 251 passing yards per game. Both the run and pass defenses were just routinely dismantled.
It was tough to watch. But the front office responded. They executed a massive offseason rebuild, brought in Christian Parker to run a modern 3-4 defense, drafted Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence, and traded for guys like Quinnen Williams and Rashawn Gary. And now, the cherry on top, they've acquired a 37-year-old veteran edge rusher, future Hall of Famer Von Miller.
I know what some fans are thinking. 37 years old with an injury history? Are we crazy? But Hank, you're our resident cap guru. When you actually look at the contract architecture, this is a masterclass in risk mitigation by the front office.
Absolutely. Let's pull up our first graphic for the viewers on YouTube to illustrate exactly what you're talking about. Look at this layout. They signed him to a one-year deal with a base value of $5.5 million. But the genius part is how they handled his $3 million signing bonus. They added 4 void years to the contract, which lets them prorate that bonus over 5 accounting cycles.
Which means his effective cap hit for 2026 is only $3.3 million.
Exactly. And then look at the NLTBE incentives at the bottom. He can earn up to $2 million more based on sacks and a playoff berth. But because the Cowboys missed the playoffs in 2025, the NFL classifies these as not likely to be earned. That means none of that $2 million counts against our 2026 books. If he hits the benchmarks, it hits the 2027 cap. This accounting wizardry left us with roughly $13.7 million in available cap space to go after guys like veteran cornerback Adoree Jackson.
Pure genius! But what about the on-field production? The attrition rate for edge rushers in their late 30s is a steep cliff. Well, last year with Washington, Von proved he's adapted. He's a hyper-efficient situational rusher now. He only played 420 snaps, just 36.9% of the defensive workload, but he put up 9 sacks and 36 pressures.
It's all about his burst. According to NFL Next Gen Stats, at 36 years old last season, Miller had the fastest pass rush get-off time in the entire NFL for anyone with over 150 rushes, 0.69 seconds. He narrowly edged out prime Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa. He uses that elite first step to set up his signature ghost move, where he fakes a long arm power rush, dips entirely parallel to the ground under the tackle's outside armpit, and turns the corner at full speed.
And Christian Parker knows exactly how to weaponize that speed in his new 3-4 scheme. Let's bring up our second graphic to show how this looks on the whiteboard. Look at the geometry here. Parker loves simulated pressures. He lines Von Miller up way out wide. Because offensive tackles respect that 0.69 second get-off, they have to kick their slide way outside to protect the edge. That creates massive structural voids inside.
Right. As the tackle chases Von, Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark execute stunts across the guard's face. And that opens up a gaping hole for DeMarvion Overshown to blitz right up the middle. Von is a force multiplier. Even if he doesn't get the sack himself, his pure speed panics the offensive line and gets his teammates home.
Now, we have to give a brutally honest assessment here. This only works on passing downs. If you put a 37-year-old, 250-pound Von Miller out there on 1st and 10 against heavy run packages, he lacks the sheer anchor strength to take on 320-pound pulling guards. Opposing coordinators will run the ball right at him, physically batter him, and drain his stamina.
The coaching staff has to be disciplined. Keep him on the bench on early downs. Rashawn Gary is your every down alpha. And speaking of the rotation, Von's arrival causes some major roster ripple effects. Let's pull up our final graphic, the depth chart dynamics. Having the NFL's active sack leader 138.5, in the film room is an immeasurable mentorship advantage for young guys like Malachi Lawrence and Donovan Easy-Ruaku. But if you look at the bottom of the chart, guys like James Houston and Sam Williams are in severe jeopardy.
Absolutely. Houston is a crafty rusher with 5.5 sacks last year, but he doesn't play special teams. You can't carry two edge rushers, Miller and Houston, who don't contribute in the third phase of the game. And Sam Williams just hasn't bounced back from his 2024 knee injury, managing only a single sack in 5 starts. We've already seen them waive receiver Trayshawn Holden to make room. The roster crunch is real.
And we have to acknowledge the off-field shadow. Back in late 2023, Vaughn was arrested in a Dallas suburb for domestic violence allegations, leading to a 4-game suspension in 2024 under the NFL's personal conduct policy. While he played all of 2025 without issue, the Cowboys are taking a risk. Any subsequent violation brings exponentially harsher penalties up to a full season.
Real. It's an undeniable negative variable. But Hank, to wrap this up, if Christian Parker protects him from grueling early down run blocking and uses him purely as a specialized surgical instrument on 3rd and long in the 4th quarter, this gamble has the potential to turn our rebuilt defense into a championship caliber force.
Season, the ultimate 37-year-old closer. I'm excited to see it. That's all for today's episode of the 8 and 88 podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. For Dwayne, I'm Hank. We'll see you next time, Cowboys Nation. Go Cowboys.
In the refrigerator, the door's closed, the lights out, the eggs are cooling, the butter's getting hard, and the Jell-O's jiggling.